the last 3 or 4 months, I've been thinking about a job or a company, more or less a corporation, that can help mankind. One thing that I've been looking at for the most part as far as our nation and the problem with jobs, not a problem with jobs, it's a problem with people who are not creating jobs. We must stand up and take advantage of our opportunities here to create jobs for everyone else. For the most part, one person can create a job for hundreds of people. So you look at this room of people, you look at thousands of jobs for people. We came here to seeking employment, but we are the people who can actually help create employment. So when I look at this, and I also look at the things that's going on in the United States, when you look at problems, we look at the problems as something that's going to push you back or hold you back. Look at it as an opportunity to create a job or a source of revenue for you. This is one great thing I looked at for the most part in this area. The United States problem with the infrastructure. We have a multi-trillion-dollar problem in this area. This means a multi-trillion-dollar company for the person who wants to stand up and fix roads, help rehab apartment buildings, recycle communities, rehab communities, revitalize communities, fix potholes and stuff in the street. This is a huge problem. They do not have the resources, the job, or the labor to actually help this or to solve this problem. So when you look at these things, and I see these people, all these people in this room, I'm looking at this as, all right, this is amazing. This is amazing because there are people who want to actually create their own business, who want to actually help people. That is our service as human beings on this earth, to create things. And that's what invention is. It's something that is created to help our life, or help our livelihood, to help sustain life, to help make life better. And that's wisdom for the most part. We have to seek knowledge. One thing she said earlier, black people don't read. One thing that hit me when I was in college, my first time going to college, my freshman year, a man, he came, he spoke to us, he said, if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. It stabbed me in my heart. It hurt me because for the most, I didn't read. I did not read. I did not read. So once I started to read and I started to feed my mind and I started to see all this stuff in this world, I'm like, oh my gosh. There's so much stuff I was deprived of. So many opportunities I could have taken advantage of at an earlier age. That when I'm at this point right now, I would have been way far into my career. My obligations in life would have already been successful. And for the most part, I encourage y'all in all your endeavors, and I hope the best for y'all in your lives. And if y'all want to help me out, I've been really brainstorming things, trying to come up with some stuff, and I still need help. I still need people who's going to actually come together in this fight, honestly, to actually, you know, revitalize the mindsets of young men and women for the most part, because like the thing that hurts me the most is walking down the street and seeing these young men and women that are lost, completely, totally, utterly lost. So thank you again, and thank you for listening to me, and continue with your presentation.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I couldn't have said it better myself. And he said something very poignant, and that is that we can create things together. And that's what we're going to do this session. We're going to break out in groups of, say, about 4 or 5 and choose a speaker for that particular group. So what I'd like for us to do is everybody stand up and let's, well, actually, you don't have to do that. We can just, everybody's at a table. We can just take it from there, okay? And we're going to brainstorm. That'll be you. What's your name? That'll be who?
Michael.
Who will that be? Michael? Okay, Michael's holding the camera, so he's going to have to put it down in a minute. So who's going to be the speaker for this table? What's your name, sir? Joseph. Joseph? Okay, and who's going to be the speaker for that table? Melanie. Okay, so Joseph, Melanie, just hold on one second, ma'am. Joseph, Melanie, and Michael. So what we're going to do, I want you all to talk to each other. Talk about the things that you do that you like to do. This particular seminar here is not about finding a job. You've done that. You went upstairs and you saw the representatives from the job. This is about creating your own job or your own source of additional income. And I'm going to have someone come down in a few minutes and speak to you about that, a company that I found out that you can earn some extra income just by breathing. I know that sounds crazy, but it's possible. So do you understand what you're doing? Just talk about to yourselves of what you do. You know, I hate to say this, but other nationalities, Asians, Africans, Europeans, they all come together. You know, if they need to, they all live in one house. I've lived in a neighborhood where it was 15 Mexicans in one house. You know, they were all eating beans and rice, and they were all driving the same car, but they were all sending money back home. So there's got to be something to that. So we as a people need to do something similar to that. You know, I know everybody wants to drive around in their own Lexus and their own Benz and have their own whatever. But at this point in time, when the economics are tough, it's crucial that we come together and do something, even if we only do it from a business perspective. So that's what I'd like you to do, is to think about what it is that you can do together as a group. And maybe the person that you heard something about, maybe they're not in this group. Maybe they're in the next group. That's okay. Get each other's information. Get your email addresses and stay in contact with each other, because that's the only way that we're going to move forward. Because there aren't a lot of jobs. The jobs that are available, they don't pay very well. Most jobs, how many of you are familiar with LaShawn Ford? State Rep LaShawn Ford. He sends out job leads every day. I look at those jobs because people come to the Higher Learning Network all the time, and we want to send them resources. So I look through those jobs. Most of those jobs pay anywhere from $10 to $12 an hour. Your $20, $30 hour jobs are gone. They're in Bahrain or India or somewhere. No, they're not even there. They're just gone because they're paying them dirt cheap. You've seen the documentaries on the sweatshops, so they don't even exist. So we have got to do something here at home to make it happen. So we're going to begin right here, right now. So let's get to it, okay? All right, let's go to work.
So what did you guys like to do?
I know, but I'm a really good cook.
I was going to say you probably like a chef.
Yeah, I'm a really good cook.
Now do you do like appetizers, main dishes, and desserts?
Just about anything. I'm really, just about anything.
Okay, so just like all American, or it's like
Yeah,
different
just
cultures?
about all American.
Sounded like a restaurant.
Soul food, I really want to say.
You watch the Neelys on the Food Network?
Yeah.
You like what they do?
Not really.
That's a good idea for him to watch the Food Network, because sometimes they have contestants on the Food Network who can come and cook. So it is imperative as a chef or a cook that you watch the Food Network. That's an excellent thought. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Yes.
So in our restaurant, you can prepare the main dishes.
I love good work, being the boss. That's what I have. But right now, I'm working as an assistant teacher. I did it for the last 5 years. I'm working at a new location. I love working with kids.
Teaching.
It's too adorable.
Teaching.
So she can be 3 months more than So she can
Yeah. Okay, so you could be like a PR person.
I like talking. I like talking, and I like helping people. I always want to open my own community center. I also want to have my own graphic design business.
She can be like,
between the two.
like our media logo.
Excuse me, do you know who your competition is?
Newspaper.
It would behoove you to go online and see in the Chicagoland area who your competition is and volunteer. You learn some things. Okay? All righty.
Right now, I'm like an outgoing person, so I can be in a commercial acting and being funny.
In doing education at this time, even though that is my background, at my age, to try to work with preschool children, that's pretty much too much. So it's more so I would work with the people. Because I think we need youth and young adults working with the children. It's not fair to have my age. I can't get down on the floor. I can't take long trips. I can't climb up and slide. And go up in the tube and get them out if they get stuck in there. I'm organizing. Yeah, administration. Administration. That's my spiritual gift. Administration.
I was listening to this lady right here, and she was talking about security.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in.
And that's actually what I'm working on right now. Me myself is a security company. I'm going to take my classes because I'm already under someone that's licensed by lit and insured for private security. Our thing now is partnering with local businesses and corporations so that we can be that security needs provider.
Yeah.
But I'll take your information and yours before we leave. And then that way, once we start getting the ball rolling on those things, I'll have people to college, but you already have a 10 card if you already doing it. Security.
I do have my perk card.
And you have your perk card.
I want to say something because I've always dreamed of having a program. I want a program, 2 different programs. One for men getting out of jail, have a shelter for them. They always, every man I talked about always complain about mail. So I want to have a line of mailboxes where the mail can come. Programs where they have counseling, where they can have personal meetings, getting back with their families. You know, bring them in for the mama in for group with her son. Bring his children in so he can apologize, so he can really get back on track. You know, don't just let them back out in the world, but, you know, it's a stair-step, and that's the program.
And accountability.
Exactly, I want to provide. And also with your daycare, I want an after-school program where the kids come straight to us after school, provide lunch, help them with their homework, activities, trips, food baskets around the holidays for the you know, to take on for the family, different things like that. So I want to touch you with a lot of that.
Okay. We can start off with soul food and then expand. Okay.
Because if you can cook, you can cook. Just about anything.
True. Right. And we got his soul food and your baking skills for dessert. We good. We got that's a meal. Snap time upstairs. Right. Get some bottle of water. We good.
Food for the soul. How about that name?
I like that. Food for the soul. If that's not already tasty.
Got some homework to do. You need to Google it. Got to do a patent search.
Right.
I love education. I love knowledge. I love being enlightened. And I like to pass that same wisdom and knowledge on to the next generation. And that's really what I want to do. Skills.
I agree. I have that same passion to spread and to pass down what I know and good values and traditions and cultural awareness down to the younger generation. I used to be a special ed teacher's assistant for Chicago Public Schools, so that's where my motivation really came from, seeing like how
I don't know about you guys, but if I'm
not lost, I don't want to say lost, but distracted the younger generations are. I left that job to pursue my own business, to try to build the capital and open doors, because you don't want to go to somebody with a solution and not really have a solution. Like, I know the answer to your problem, but that's all I can give you. So I was saying, like, exactly. So if I go to the youth and say, no, you don't have to stand on the corner to feed your family. You can come work for me. You know, I have something for you to do. But I'm lacking capital because I was lacking knowledge about credit. So, so I'm stuck right now. But that's me. I'm Clarice.
We're going to have a
My skills are, my skills are, I do hair, I know how to do styles, I don't know how to braid hair, but I do want to go to school for it, but I know how to do all them other good stuff. I am a good drawer. I've sold lots of I probably sold $1,000 in my art.
Yeah, I used to draw too as well. I used to be in art competitions.
Yeah, like 3 years in a row, I won $1,000 scholarship.
That's wonderful.
Banker, and I want to be occupied making use of my experience, and I am very much interested in doing helping children to have human value education so that they'll grow up with good values and good cultural qualities, and spiritually also inclined, so that they'll become good citizens of the country.
I also play the keyboard and guitar. I taught myself when I was young. I started playing the keyboard at 8, and I started playing the guitar at 11. I've been teaching myself since. I traveled to different states, played at different conventions and everything. I did have a group, and then the group broke up, so it's just me by myself. So,
you and God.
Yep, me and God. And I also started singing. I'm now taking lessons for singing so I can know how to do that stuff. And that's